This is how I went from an anxious attachment to a secure attachment in my relationships, both romantic and friendships. So, an anxious attachment is created when in your childhood your emotional needs aren't being met by your parents or they're being met in an inconsistent way. So, for instance, one day my mom is going to be really lovely and nice and kind and give me love and validation, and then another day she's going to completely ignore me. Or, you have one parent that's like this and then one parent that's cold. So it's like inconsistency. So you learn that you can get some love, so you start to really search for it and look for it, but it's never feeling, it never feels that hole in you, so it leaves this emptiness inside of you. So you keep searching for validation and love in your other relationships as an adult, which is something that you didn't get in your childhood, so you're still looking for that feeling. What needs to happen as an adult is actually to start feeling that hole yourself, but people aren't conscious of this, so they go to relationships and friendships with people that are kind of matching how their parents were interacting with them. So people that are inconsistent, for instance, or hot and cold, and they try to get that validation. So I've had an anxious attachment my whole life, and it would manifest in relationships because I would always go for unavailable people, either in romantic relationships and also in friendships. It was never, I would never go for people that are needy or clingy or that give me their time and give me their validation. It was always people that were detached and distanced and, would give me like glimpses of affection, but then they would go away. And it would be this roller coaster of emotions for me. So first it started with very big and obvious things like, I would be attracted to someone that's in another country, or that's completely unavailable in very obvious ways. And then progressively it decreased in intensity. So then it was just, for instance, that they weren't just emotionally unavailable. They were there, but emotionally unavailable. And I think with time, as I became conscious of this, I started reading more about attachment theory, started understanding myself more and my own habits. I started consciously looking for people that are not avoidantly attached. And this is the first step. Become conscious of who you are choosing in your life, because that will influence your attachment style as well. Your attachment style, that you're born with, you can transform it and you can become more secure, but it never truly goes away. And then there are some instances that will still trigger that. There are some people that trigger that more than others, and you have to learn to protect yourself, from these situations. Yes, they can decrease in intensity, and you can learn to manage them better, but it's unrealistic to expect to never get triggered at all, or for this attachment style to never come out. So become really conscious when you're choosing someone, whether it's a partner or a friendship. Are they available? Are they emotionally available? Or are they hot and cold or not available? How do I feel when I'm with them? Do I feel anxious and, there's a lot of excitement and then there's a downfall and there's like a roller coaster? Or do I feel like steady and safe? And it might feel a bit more boring at the beginning. It might feel like the level of chemistry isn't as intense with people that are actually safe, but those are the people that are actually good for you. So they're not the people that give you butterflies. Butterflies are actually a really bad sign for someone with an anxious attachment style, because it's just your body showing you that you have anxiety and that you don't feel safe. What you're looking for is someone that makes you feel safe, someone that makes you feel relaxed. The second thing I did is I stopped putting all of my energy into romantic relationships. And that's harder when you're actually in your dating phase and you're looking for a relationship. It actually helped to be in a stable relationship with someone that didn't have an avoidant attachment style, for me to slowly start shifting the focus from the relationship to other areas of my life. But for a long time, I wasn't able to focus on anything else, other than romantic relationships. If I would have a problem with a guy, let's say, he wasn't contacting me or whatever, like I couldn't focus on anything else, on my studies, on my hobbies. There is nothing. And to be fair, I didn't really have as many hobbies as I should have. I wasn't putting energy into, my career or things that brought me pleasure or developing a skill or hobbies. All my attention would go in one direction. Even when I got in my relationship that I'm in now, at the beginning, a lot of my energy would go there. I would want to spend all of my time with him, and this is not healthy. It doesn't create healthy relationships. And in time, this codependency and this anxious attachment style actually ruins the relationship because you expect the other person to fulfill you, but it doesn't happen. You need to bring that fulfillment yourself from other areas of your life. If you constantly depend on someone else, you're at the mercy of someone else. You're powerless. You're not in control of your own life. And it really influences how you feel in your relationship, and eventually it's just not healthy. So the second thing you need to start doing is to start putting energy in other areas of your life. Start looking for your purpose. A lot of people will be like, I don't know what I want in life. I don't really like my job, or I don't really have a hobby. I don't really have a purpose. Your purpose right now is to find your purpose, is to shift your attention to finding something you enjoy. Sometimes, it can be a lot of pressure to find your purpose. Sometimes maybe it's better to rephrase it as having a goal, right? Or having an activity you enjoy. So for instance, to give you an example, what really helped me in my life was reading. Not self-development books, just fiction books or fantasy books. I really enjoy it, and it's something that, I wasn't doing to achieve anything out of. It was just something that brought me pleasure, a hobby that I liked. I started working out. I started creating book clubs and going out with my friends more and feeding other areas of my life. And ironically, that energy that you get from other areas of your life actually feed into your relationship and create a better relationship. The third thing I did, which is extremely important, is when you have negative emotions and you have a feeling like, oh, I need someone else, I need to call someone, I need to text them, I need to see them because I can't deal with these negative emotions by myself. That's exactly when you need to deal with those negative emotions by yourself. You need to start rewiring your brain and learning that you can take care of yourself. An anxiously attached person thinks they're dependent on someone else, thinks their life depends on someone else. They need a boyfriend, a mother, a father, a friend to take care of them because they can't take care of themselves. So their first instinct when they feel sad or bad or lonely will be to go to someone else and someone else to take care of them, when actually you need to start taking care of yourself and your own emotions and start proving to yourself that you can take care of yourself. Extremely important to develop this independence, and to show yourself that I'm here for myself. I can count on myself. My life doesn't depend on someone else. I would also encourage you to work with your inner child. So, we all have an inner child. I have videos that are just about the inner child. You can go watch them. But, start taking care of this inner child. Whether it's a little girl or a little boy, depending on what gender you have, start imagining that these feelings that are coming up is actually your inner child feeling them. And start kind of taking care as if now you're an adult, you're not a child anymore, you're the adult that is taking care of this inner child of yours. Sometimes it might feel like you're a little girl or a little boy, especially when you're suffering or you feel like you need someone else, and you need to remind yourself that's not the adult in you feeling that. That's your inner child, and you're actually an adult and you have resources and you are capable, and you really need to remind yourself that. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I've recently created a Patreon community, which I would love for you to join. You can ask me personalized questions and I'll send you videos to your, specific problems. So whether it's relationship problems or confidence or whatever, you'll get personalized videos from me. Take care.